Hi, this is Dr. Frank with the Church of Rational Truth. Today we're going to talk about a logical fallacy, which I think us being rational or trying to be rational and logical, it's important to go over fallacies in logic and reasoning and point them out, try to explain them a little bit, have people understand. They are ones that I see all the time. Personally, I do gamble at the casino. So I see people making all sorts of logical fallacies, and one of the jobs at the casino is to use these fallacies to their advantage. If someone is making wrong assumptions, they can absolutely cash in on that. So, going with the theme of gambling, we will talk about the gambler's fallacy. And this is the fallacy that happens when an event happens or does not happen for a period of time that people think that it is more likely to happen or that actually changes events. So, like, say you have a series of randomized events, a certain number of them have happened in a sequence, and then they use that sequence to assume that has something to do with the future sequence. So, like, we cut it off at one point and we go, look, we've seen, they usually use roulette. We saw red, 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 red on the roulette wheel. Well, it has to be black. It's been red so many times, black is probably due. That's a fallacy, because those previous events that happened, they have nothing to do with the future events. They don't change it. It being black 5 times, 10 times, 30 times, red 5 times, 30 times. If it is a fair wheel that is 50-50, that has no effect. It is still 50-50, red or black, taking out obviously 0 and double 0 or triple 0 depending on where you're playing at. It does not change those odds. No matter what, those odds are still 50-50. Same thing goes for progressive machines. There are certain slot machines, or at least most of them, where they have a progressive that goes up, people play, it adds money to it, and as long as the jackpot or whatever numbers haven't been hit, it keeps going up. And so people will look at it and go, oh, it hasn't hit in a while, it hasn't hit 3 sevens, it hasn't hit the royal flush, it must be due, it's going to probably pay out soon. No, it has absolutely no effect. Whatever the odds are of that event happening, whether it's just happened or whether it hasn't happened in 16 billion hands, it is still the same. I saw this happen not too long ago, where a 4 of a kind with a kicker was up to $1,500, and that is almost double what it normally pays. So someone would look at that and go, look, it hasn't paid off for so much time, it's got to be due because it hasn't paid off. And guess what happened? Did it pay off immediately? No. It went another $500, which is like if you are a gambler, it was an insane amount of going up. It isn't as much as it normally doesn't even go up $500, let alone going up, almost 2.5 times and then adding another, full time. It does not matter. It doesn't mean that thing is due. It doesn't mean that thing is going to happen sooner. It doesn't mean that thing is going to happen later. The odds are still the same, and people get really thrown off by that. We're really bad at seeing statistics. We're really bad at understanding random probabilities, and it causes us to make a lot of logical faults. So if you do see something like that, yes, the payout has changed, but absolutely no, the odds of the event actually happening are not any different. They are still those same odds. Now, sometimes anomalies happen, and I don't even like the term anomaly. Sometimes the statistics are in such a way that if you take a short section, it's going to look strange because it had an event that is rare. But rare events are just things that our brain creates and assigns value to them, where there really isn't any value if you look in the big picture. If you go over, let's say, flipping a coin, and you flip a coin 1 billion times, you're gonna get events where you get that coin heads or tails 10 times in a row. That is a statistical certainty. It's going to happen. And we don't understand that very well. We don't see all that. We just see the 10 coins and go, look, something is going on here. It must mean something. But really, we just have a small view of the entire likelihood of probabilities happening. And if you go long enough on that chain of events, you're going to see those things happen in a somewhat regular fashion. It's just the fact that we are used to very small number sets, and we have a tendency to expect regularity. Even though statistics, because they're random, they will have those kind of like groupings that you'll see in the short term, because it is random. If it's random, it will have certain groupings and pockets, but that doesn't have any effect on any future events. The future events are still random and not predictable. So that is the gambler's fallacy. Hopefully you all can use that in your everyday. Whether you gamble or not gamble, it is still applicable in our everyday lives. So hopefully you can bring that in and use that and not fall victim to it anymore, because I see it all the time at the casino where people think something is due or it's not due. It just paid off. It's not going to pay off again. I've had times where I've had a royal flush and then gotten a royal flush again in a couple of hours, where people would think, I had one person come, oh, I just hit quads, I'm not going to hit quads again, so I better leave. No, it has no effect. You could hit quads again, it's the same odds. But that's it. That's the gambler's fallacy. Thank you for watching till the end. This is Dr. Frank with the Church of Rational Truth, signing off.